Ladies and gentlemen, yes, that's good. You see before you, in the empurpled nose that looks as if a door has been slammed on it, or as if it's stopped a fist in a fight, the nose of a father who went sledding neither wisely nor too well in a frozen Washington this weekend. When I was small, I was made to listen to a lot of hymn tunes. I think my childhood otherwise was rather prosaic. But when I began to feel that I had some ear for poetry, it was in the ear. It was the feeling that if it was poetry, it would be memorized, or could be memorized, and that this was the oral tradition, extending backwards to Homer. And I became almost dogmatic about it. If you can't memorize it, it probably isn't a very good poem. At a school which my father later helped to run, there was a poetry competition every year for the boys, and it was called a poetry saying competition, which I thought was very well put. The poetry saying would be held. And an old boy of the school, Cecil Day-Lewis, used to come and judge the poetry saying, and he became the first person I ever asked shyly to sign a book for me, and I have it still. But that might be too grave an introduction to what I propose to recite, which is a piece of nonsense from Lewis Carroll, the Reverend Dodgson. This is in the same city of Oxford, as I have this signature from Day-Lewis. Jody and I once, he's reminded me, discussed why it was that just about the time the French invented surrealism, the English came up with nonsense. This may have been the opening of a longer battle than we know. At any rate, some of you will recognize at least some of it when I say, "'Twas brillig, and the slithy tove stood gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the momraths outgrabe. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the teeth that catch. Beware the jub-jub bird, and shun the frumnius bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time the manxome foe he sought. Then rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while in thought, and as in uffish thought he stood, the jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous day, calloo, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig and the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wabe, all mimsy were the borogoves, and the momraths outgrabe. Voila.